so good to be here today with you all.
It sure is.
Yes. So, as you know, we have been starting off with our Bible verse from Psalms.
Yes, absolutely.
So, why don't we, I think by now we probably are all getting it, and we can say the psalm in unison, I think.
I think that sounds like a great
That means
idea.
we're going to say it all together.
Yes.
So Psalm 19, verse 14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. That was great.
That was great. Way to go, guys.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yes. So, of course, as we talked about last week, we are in the season of Pentecost. So Pentecost is here, and then it lasts 50 weeks afterwards, all the way up to Advent. So this is October 18th, which is the 20th Sunday. So I'm thinking we're in here. So this is also called ordinary time because there are no big feasts like Christmas or Easter happening during this time.
I like ordinary time.
Yeah, it's green and growing.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, well, Muffy is going to tell us a story today. We're going to talk about the Beatitudes some more.
Yes.
So, I can't wait to hear what it's going to be
I
about.
know. It's talking about blessed are those who mourn.
Mourn.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's find out.
So today, guess what? Just like last week, we're going to be following a group of people who are following Jesus, and we're going to climb up this mountain, and Jesus is going to tell us about and help us, those of us who have hurts and concerns and questions and fears, and he's going to make us feel much better. So there's a lot of ways we can climb up this mountain. What way are you going to do it this week? Chrissy, what way are you going to go up?
I think this week I'm going to hike.
You know what? I think I'm going to do the wheelchair. So are we ready? Let's do it. Woo! You know what? That hiking wheelchair is a lot harder than it looks. If you ever get a chance to try one, you should try it. And you did an awesome job. Okay, so now let's make ourselves comfortable after that big climb. And in your imagination, let's look around to see what we can see. Grab an imaginary set of binoculars. Or you can hold your hand over your brow like Chrissy to see what's going on. In Jesus' time, people believed that mountains were holy and special places because they were close to God. Maybe it's because they reach up so high into the sky that they feel very close to God. So Jesus told them about God's kingdom on the mountain. And he said that in God's kingdom, there is an abundance of everything. Love, money, honor, food, power. Anything that you feel like you don't have enough of some days, there's enough in God's kingdom. And so today we're going to talk about the beatitude called Blessed are those who mourn, for they will feel comforted. And it's right here in the Bible. It is in Matthew chapter 5, verse 4. And what it says is, Blessed are those who mourn, for they will feel comforted. And Jesus told this to the disciples and all of us who are sitting up on the mountain together. It made us feel confused and wanting to know more about what Jesus said. So in this promise, Jesus says to the people, guess what, everybody? It's okay to mourn, to cry. And back then, people didn't think it was okay to cry. Sometimes people think it's not okay to cry now. The people who don't cry feel like it doesn't make them feel powerful, that they don't feel confident. But that's just the opposite. Everybody cries. I mean, I cry. Do you cry, Chrissy?
I do.
Yes. I cry when I fall down and hurt myself. I cry when I am watching a sad movie. And I cry when I am reading a sad book. When are other times that you cry?
I cry when other people are sad.
Yes, that's a really good one. I feel that too, and I know you all have too. When somebody I know who's not feeling well or is really hurt, I can feel that hurt too inside of me. And so, what happens when we do cry? Jesus told us that we feel alive. We're awake, we're in touch with our senses. It shows that we're brave. Can you believe that? Crying actually shows that you are brave. Crying shows that we're willing to feel pain, like Chrissy said, for other people, and like when I said you fall down and hurt yourself. And you're not trying to block the pain. You're trying or keep your distance from it. By letting yourself feel the pain, you actually are making yourself feel more powerful and more brave and more alive. Tears and crying are important, especially when what makes us cry is hard for us to hold on to. You know, I'm going to talk about like when you hurt yourself, you've fallen down and hurt yourself. Sometimes you just can't help but crying, and you just have to cry. And Jesus says that's okay. And you know what he said too is that when we cry, when I cry, when Chrissy cries, when you cry, God cries too. And did you know that Jesus cried during his time when he was alive as well? God cries for everyone. God's heart is wide and it holds the pain of all of the people in the entire earth. Think of all the people that are hurting all over the world, and knowing that God is crying too for us can make us feel comforted. And when we cry, it's a way of sharing God's heart. Jesus promises that God will comfort us when we cry. And Jesus promised that God would bring comfort and make things right for all of the people listening who faced injustice, shame, poverty, and caused them to cry. One way God brings comfort is through you. When you offer your hand or loving words to somebody who's hurting and sad, especially when somebody is sad, you are God's comfort to that person. Crying together and being vulnerable always helps us belong with each other, and they bring us very close to God.
That was so nice, Muffy.
Oh, well, thank you. I just think it's real important to know that it's okay to cry, because there are lots of great reasons that God makes us cry, or not makes us cry, but when we cry tears, God comforts us and feels our pain. And I think that's real important.
Yes, and that we can comfort people. He can use us to comfort people who mourn.
Absolutely. No matter how young or old you are, you can make a difference in someone's life.
And now we want to give you a blessing.
Yes.
A blessing is something you receive. So open your hands like you are ready to receive a gift. We will speak the blessing. If you receive it, take the blessing and put it in your heart. May God bless you when you laugh and when you cry. God understands all your feelings. Amen. Okay. Well, we have some crafts today. So there's a coloring sheet with "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." So that's just a nice thing to remember, that God is always there to comfort you, or to work through someone to comfort you, or you can be the comfort.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we also have a collage you can do, a tear collage. So a collage is pieces of art that are put together to make a picture. And these are teardrop shapes. So these represent tears. And we have a circle here to represent a face that could be crying tears. But you can do whatever you want. You can draw another picture or use a design with your teardrops. You just do what you want to do. So have fun with that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think it's time to get quiet and maybe.
Are we ready for a little meditation?
Yeah.
Today, I'm going to teach you to sit still like a frog. All you have to do is sit with your back up straight. You can stretch your legs out in front of you if you're sitting on the floor, or cross them. Or if you're sitting in your chair, that's fine too. You can also close your eyes or half open your eyes or keep them open. I want you to do whatever is the most comfortable for you, because that's the most important thing when you do a meditation, is to be comfortable. Frogs can leap for very long distances, and they can croak very loudly. But did you know that frogs can sit still for a very long time and say nothing and do nothing at all? It can be difficult to sit still at first, but the more you practice, the better you get at it, and soon you will be sitting still like a frog. Sitting still like this can help you feel calm. Your legs are still, your arms are still, your bottom is still, and your head is still. You may notice that something could be moving, like your finger or your eyes or your bottom. And that's okay, because you will get better with practice. You know what else moves all the time, no matter what? It's your breath. Put your hand on your belly and feel your breath moving up a bit and down a bit and up a bit and down a bit. Try doing it a few times on your own. You're doing a great job. When you listen to your breath, it can be very helpful, especially when you fall down and hurt yourself. Or maybe you're angry. Or maybe you're tired. Or maybe you just want to relax. Turning into your breath and listening to your breath can help you feel calm. You may want to practice sitting still like a frog tomorrow. I hope you will, and I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Muffy.
You're welcome. I love doing that meditation because it does really help me when I'm feeling stressful.
Yes, it does. So I guess we can close now with a prayer.
Okay.
Right. Comforting God, thank you for our tears and how they teach us, free us, and connect us to you. Thank you for holding the pain that makes us cry, and for crying with us. Please help us to be your comfort to someone this week. Amen. All right, well, we will see you all next week.
Thank you so much for being with us today, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Bye.